Welcome to your ultimate pit stop, Piston Pundit. Let's dive into the world of electric vehicles, EVs, and the impact of China's recent decisions on the global EV industry. China, the powerhouse controlling a vast majority of raw materials essential for EV production, has recently decided to put a halt on the export of some of the most valuable rare earth metals. This move has sent ripples across the global EV industry. But what does this mean for the Western EV industry? Could it lead to its bankruptcy? Let's explore the 7 potential repercussions. Number 7. The rising cost of EVs. The primary hurdle for consumers when it comes to EVs is their high cost. As a nascent technology dependent on costly raw materials, EVs are still significantly pricier than traditional vehicles. Manufacturers are grappling with how to optimize production and make their models more affordable. The high cost is largely due to the use of rare earth metals, a group of 17 chemical elements crucial for EV production. Elements like lithium, cobalt, and nickel form the backbone of EV batteries, while graphite, neodymium, and dysprosium are vital for electric motors. Currently, China produces 60% of rare earth metals and controls 90% of their production, making it a dominant player in the market. Any export ban by China instantly turns these materials into highly sought-after commodities. As the EV industry expands, the demand for these materials will only increase, leading to a significant rise in production costs and consequently the price of the final product. Number 6. The battery conundrum. EVs, with their fewer components, primarily revolve around the electric motor and the battery. The latter is especially challenging due to its size and the need for rare earth metals in its production. Lithium, nickel, and cobalt are among the key elements used, with lithium being the most crucial for modern batteries. With China controlling most of the lithium supply, it's no surprise that Western companies are seeking alternatives. However, finding alternative sources of lithium is a complex task. Its extraction often involves aggressive methods with severe environmental impacts, leaving behind devastated ecosystems. This has led to strong resistance from citizens in Western countries against such harmful exploitation methods. Without access to Chinese lithium, Western companies may struggle to produce enough raw materials to meet the demands of the burgeoning EV industry. If you're new to Piston Pundit, don't forget to subscribe. Your support fuels our passion for creating more engaging content like this. Now let's shift gears and move on to number 5. Supply chain complications. The motives of the Chinese government are multifaceted, with geopolitical considerations and the protection of its own industries playing significant roles. This has implications for Western automakers, reminiscent of the challenges they faced during the COVID-19 pandemic and subsequent conflicts. Then, massive supply chain issues, primarily due to a chronic shortage of semiconductors, forced car makers to rethink their plans and significantly scale down production. This led to longer wait times for consumers, increased MSRPs and dealer markups, causing new car prices to skyrocket. Post the Chinese restrictions, experts predict similar outcomes. Supplies are far from ideal, and most EV manufacturers are expected to face shortages as early as 2025. This could be on a much larger scale, given the reliance of EVs on these raw materials. Batteries, electric motors, and in-car electronics, all integral parts of EVs, are made from these materials and will be heavily impacted by this restriction. Number 4. The cooling of the EV market. So where is this all leading us? Given the current state of the industry, it seems the EV revolution is set to cool down. The EV market has been growing rapidly in recent years, with a 90% annual increase. However, the market growth has already started to slow down for various reasons, mainly due to consumers' resistance to the EV transition. This resistance stems from obvious factors such as lack of infrastructure, high prices, low EV reliability ratings, high insurance costs, and more. As we've just discussed, these restrictions will further impact the EV industry, leading to a shortage of critical components, scaled-down production, and higher production costs. Consequently, consumers could face further price increases, which could further dampen their interest in EVs. In other words, growth is sure to slow down and may even stall if this restriction continues, further proving that the EV transition will take much longer than expected. Number 3. The rise of China. China's EV industry is surging ahead at an impressive pace. Chinese EV manufacturers are at the forefront of battery technology, and with hundreds of these companies in operation, their presence in the international market is growing. Companies like BYD are already being touted as future competitors to Tesla. With significant support from their government, Chinese companies have successfully navigated the EV economy, a feat yet to be achieved by their Western counterparts. While legacy car makers are still incurring losses on every EV sold, Chinese manufacturers are turning a profit, despite their models being more affordable. Western governments have attempted to curb the expansion of Chinese EVs by imposing various import taxes. However, these measures have done little to slow China's progress. In fact, they've only widened the gap in favor of Chinese companies. In this battle of attrition, China is emerging as the clear winner, poised to dominate the global EV market sooner than anticipated. Number 2. The geopolitical chessboard. This restriction is set to have a profound impact on the EV industry, but it's likely just a small move in a much larger game. So what's the play? In December, Chinese authorities announced a restriction on rare earth extraction and separation technologies. This encompasses a group of 17 rare earth elements, heavily utilized in the EV industry. But their use extends beyond EVs, into defense technologies such as missiles, lasers, and vehicle-mounted systems like tanks. They're also integral to military communications. Given that Benchmark Minerals Intelligence has highlighted the United States' particular vulnerability to processing restrictions, it's clear that this restriction is part of a grander strategy to position China as a global leader across multiple sectors. The US government has long been aware of this vulnerability, but meaningful action has been slow in coming. The vulnerability extends beyond defense infrastructure to the general population, as these materials are key components of consumer electronic products like computers, televisions, smartphones, and various clean energy technologies, especially those related to decarbonization. Number 1. The pressing need for alternative sources and technologies. With raw materials in short supply, Western companies are compelled to seek alternatives. We've discussed alternative mining methods, but their environmental impact is concerning. Consequently, Western companies must innovate, developing new technologies, while Chinese EV makers refine theirs. Exploring different battery types and integrating hydrogen into everyday mobility are potential solutions. However, these advancements require time and investment, indicating a likely slowdown in the EV transition. Moreover, Western companies need to improve resource management. A significant amount of rare earth metals currently ends up as electronic waste. Reusing these materials not only addresses environmental concerns, but also provides a viable solution to the challenges posed by China. Minimizing reliance on new mining is crucial for the sustainability of future EV production. Therefore, the development of new recycling technologies will undoubtedly be a top priority moving forward. Thank you for watching and joining us on this journey. Don't forget to subscribe to Piston Pundit to stay updated on the latest vehicle updates and upcoming videos. See you next time.